All right, cool. Yeah, I remember in my cohort, I forget if it was the teacher or was it the academy that provided it. We did like a murder mystery game with the terminal. Do you recall doing that, Carlos?
No, no, we didn't do it. We didn't do it.
Okay, maybe the teacher just knew it or something, but it was fun. It was like a murder mystery, so you had to like go into this file and then
And the
that into the
folders
other
and everything.
file, and you find a clue,
Oh,
and then you
would
have to
have
keep
been so
on.
amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
Do you have the repo by any chance? Like,
I don't. Maybe I do. I'll have to look real quickly.
I think
Oh,
that
I do think I do. I don't want
maybe.
to get out of this. Maybe I can send it to you and see if it's something we could look at,
Sure, 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 sure.
so that
I'll
way I
do it.
don't have to make people stare at me trying to look through this stuff. Um, bookmarks. Good thing I bookmarked it. I didn't even know I did. Bookmarks. 4 geeks command line. Nice. I mean, I can't imagine it being too complicated. It's just files that you go into the terminal and. All right. Yeah, maybe we can try that out. So, is there a project with the command line?
No,
Oh, is this the exercise?
this
No.
is only an exercise in class.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe instead we can do the command line murder mystery thing because it's the same. I mean, the same practice you're getting. It's like it lasts longer and it's funner and all
Okay.
right. So where's Carlos at? Carlos. All right, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna start sharing my screen and talk a little bit about command line. Okay, cool. So I wanted to share some of my experience with why the command line was useful in my professional experience. But so, like, what do we understand if someone like one of your friends said, "What are you doing? The command line. What is that? Like, how would we explain that?"
Would it be like it's a way to access all the information on a computer without a mouse, just using your keyboard, quicker and efficiently?
I think so. I think that's a good. That makes sense to me. Yeah. Um. Yeah.
It's like
That's
the
a.
back end of their computer, right? It's like what they're doing, but you're doing it on the backside. Like,
I don't know if I would phrase it that way necessarily. But like, so that. So in one part, like how in when we start the server with code space, you copy what's in the README and you put it in the terminal. So
mhm.
that's part of what you can use it for. You can download libraries from other places into your computer. You can install things, and and when you do that, it puts a bunch of files in your computer, which allows you to use a backend or use a framework, like Node.js, for example, and things. Um, and so it's very useful once you start working locally, because right now we're using code space. So I think Christian, Brandon, a few of you have been trying to work locally, so you can clone a repo from GitHub into your local computer using Visual Studio Code. And yeah, and so like, I think a good way to think about it, a lot of the times, it's almost just like what you're using, what you're used to when you're looking at your files. So like here we're in a desktop folder, let's say, or let me just go home maybe. So home, right? You have the desktop, a directory. That directory is another way of saying folder, download folder, document folder, etc. And then right now we're looking at it. We're looking at everything that's here. And then if you click in one, now there's new files and new folders. You can move it. If you right click it, you can where's the move thing? There's no move. Oh, it's like loading. That was weird. Because it's a big directory, maybe. Well, you can rename it. You know, we can copy it, move it somewhere else. Like if we click and drag it, we can put it somewhere else. All these things that I'm sure all of us are familiar with. So like, there's an equivalent way to do all these things using your command line here. And I suppose that, like Christian was saying, I've heard that it allows you to do it more quickly and more efficiently. I haven't personally experienced that yet. Maybe that's something I'll discover as I grow in my career and stuff. But I do remember working when you work with a backend locally. So the backend, and that's why I like you're mentioning Love. Like it's like the backend you said or something. And the reason I said I wouldn't frame it that way is because a lot of times backend is related to like databases. Like the backend means, the front end is HTML, CSS, etc. The backend is when you're storing data in some kind of like cloud or some kind of computer data engine that we'll get into later in the cohort. But when you're doing that locally, it can be, there's a lot of, the whole reason why 4Geeks prefers to use code spaces, especially for the backend, a lot of configuration stuff can get really messy and weird. And that was when I really used a terminal a lot. So for example, here I'm in my users directory, right? So with this, I'm using a Windows. So I believe for you guys, it would be ls, but for me, I think it's like this. Yeah. So the command for me, because it's a Windows and anyone else who has a Windows, if you want to do this on your own computer, it would be, where is it? dir. I think that's short for directory. And that shows you all the files, desktop, documents, downloads, all those things we're used to seeing. And so we can move around, just like we can move around here. We can click in this one, see what's inside of it. The way you can do that here is we have access to the downloads, right? So we can go like CD, which is like change directory, and put the name. I can start with the first letter and put the tab button to see which options I have. Keep on hitting tab, and there's downloads instead of typing it out. Hit enter, and now you see the directory change. It says APZ, whatever, that's my username. And now we're in the downloads directory. And I can do CLS to clear it. For you guys, it would be the word clear, I think. But so now we're in this directory. So if I do dir again, now it shows me all the stuff in my downloads folder. all my cover letters and whatever else. So yeah, that's all of that. And so if I want to view a file, let's see. How do you do this here? How to what's the equivalent for Linux? It's cat, but I forget what's the equivalent of cat. Terminal with Windows. Oh yeah, type. So type, and then I would put a, let's see, what's a good one? The York. Sure. And it's a bunch of stuff, maybe because it's a PDF. So maybe like a text file. React Native deployment, that might be a good one. Type React Native deployment. Still not. Like a JSON or something. I feel like I saw a text somewhere. Oh, there you go. I don't know what that is, but it's a text. 457. It's a weird name. Type 45. There it is. English as a second language. Oh yeah, this is. Anyway, but so here's a bunch of text of that file. So I'm viewing that file right now. And then if I wanted to, I think I can do, if I wanted to edit it, can I do that? Maybe not. 4.5 text. No, I didn't. I need to download that. So I think Notepad 457. There we go. So in the terminal, this pulled up editor. So this is some file I have. So I can change the file and save it and blah, blah, blah. But like in with Linux, there's this thing called Nano. That's like, it's not a thing where you can like click file and save. It's like you can edit the text and you have to do a command like probably Control S or something to save it, and some other weird command to exit and stuff like that. So yeah, and so the reason why this is, and so to go back, you could do cd change directory .. And before it said downloads, now it says my username. And so we're used to seeing in our computers, right? We're used to seeing downloads to desktop and all that. That's like the main thing, right? All these things. But when it comes to computers, there's files behind what we have access to when we start our computers up. So if I went cd .. now we have this. There's my user. We're in the users directory. Now we have this and we have public. Let's see what's in public. Public. Now we're in that directory. So I'm gonna do direct, whoops. I didn't know it would work with all caps. So look at this. Interesting. Public, BlueStacks, documents, Norton Life. Huh. Well, let's go back. Let me clear this again. And now I'm gonna go even more back into directory. So now here's all these back files. Look at Terraform. Terraform is a thing where you can like create a computer, like a virtual computer, and control it. And so I downloaded that. I did some command in my terminal, and it put this file in my computer, but it's on the back logs, like something I don't normally have access to. I don't think I can go farther back than this, can I? I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it. It's the same, yeah. And so sometimes in order, like, you'll try to connect to a database, for example, and it won't work. And the way to fix it is you need to go to these weird files that you don't have access to normally, and you have to go in and edit it. Sometimes there's like one line that you need to change. Let me see. Let's go to program files. See what's in here. Look at this, Java. This is not JavaScript, but Java. So it's like when I was working on my computer and I installed Java, it put a folder of Java in this weird nook in my computer. So if my Java wasn't working, I would have to go in here sometimes and take a look at it. So let me go into the Java, clear this. What we got? So and look at this is like hidden files. The dot. Sometimes you can have files that aren't like visibly, you can't look at it, but you can access it with the terminal. So let's see, JDK17. JDK17. Let's look in that. Oh yeah, I've worked with this before, the bin or the configuration. I remember so many times something not working and I would have to open up these weird files, the bin. Let's go into the bin. Bin, CLS, let's see what's in here. Okay, so we have a bunch of files in here. DLL. Let's look at one of them. EXE. Let's see. So type. Let's open up this. Oh, it looks crazy. But like, so sometimes the point is sometimes there will be a file in here that I'm not having access because there's like a secret password code that the client gave us for us to connect to their database. And sometimes that can be very specific because in their database, they have their own clients that have credit card information, imagine, you know? And so it's like, they really are careful with developers they hire and us having access. And so there's all these like very specific ways to connect to databases and things. And so there's several times I would have to go way back and go into one of these weird files and put the secret code, company code, for example. And so a lot of times you just Google things, you know, like I'm doing right now. I forgot how to view a file with you guys and how to edit one. And this is a quick Google search, but I would say you should be familiar with like looking at this thing in your terminal and understanding, okay, I'm in the directory bin, and this is the directory before that and before that. And like knowing how to move, getting comfortable with this CD commands, you know, and having the awareness to say, okay, I went back a directory. I used to be in the bin. Now I'm in JDK17, and being able to think, let me put dir to look to see what my options are. You have to like the same way that all of us can go into here, downloads. Oop, not what I'm looking for. Let me go back to documents. Okay, maybe it's in the Zoom folder. Oh, nothing's here. It's empty. Let me go. The same way we can do that, you should be able to do that in the terminal. And I would say like being able to view a file. So for me, I just learned it's type and I put the file name. But copying a file and doing all that, you know, you can just Google it when you need it. So I wouldn't say feel pressure to like memorize these things necessarily. If it's taking a few tries, I think that's fine. But so that's my personal experience why I've learned that this is useful. Um, and when you work locally, that's definitely the case. Any questions with any of that?
So when you click change directory,
Mm-hmm.
that new directory right there, it went to, hold on, it went to, where is the new directory? Like, when did you select the new directory that you wanted to go into? Was it before you wrote CD or after?
After. So like here, this command saying change directory, and this
Yeah,
is like saying go back one directory.
one parent. Okay. Okay.
So if I want to go
Gotcha.
back two directories, for example, I can go like this, and I went back two.
Got it. Okay. Two.
Yeah,
Okay,
and you
so it
can
goes back
also,
like two parent directories.
yeah, and so I can do this too. Like, what? I can also go like cd users. I know. So if I do dir, try that again. I know that one of my options is a user directory, so I can do cd, put a capital U and hit tab because it'll autocomplete, and then put a slash, and then hit tab again, and it shows me what available files or directories are inside of users.
Oh, so it was a slash and tab twice?
Yeah, I keep on hitting tab to see what options I
Oh,
can.
okay.
Wait,
Got you.
users,
So once you do
users.
the slash, okay.
Oh, wait, that's weird. It's not. It's actually
I'm
not showing what
assuming the same applies for Mac as well, right? Macintosh users.
I think so. Yeah.
Hmm.
So there's all my other stuff. I'm back in my users thing that we're used to seeing with our computers. .expo. That's like something to do mobile apps. Directory change directory dot expo. Oh, whoops, I did it whoops instead. Yeah, any other questions?
You might have shown it in the beginning, and maybe I missed it. But like, whenever you do something like this, how do you actually get to the computers? Like,
The
what do you call
thing,
it?
I
Command
went into
line.
search and I put command, and this thing came up, command prompt.
Oh, okay. So that should be like on every computer has that,
I think so. Or you
or
can put
something like that.
terminal.
Okay.
Terminal is
Okay.
another thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it's something that's already built into a computer, like already, whatever like computer it is, it
Yeah.
has something like
I
that.
think on
And-
Mac is terminal, and then on Windows I think it's CMD or command prompt.
Command prompt.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for those who know, some of you know already, that when you work locally with Visual Studio Code, which is similar to CodeSpace, you have the terminal here, just like you guys have seen before. But CodeSpace, you have the URL of, so CodeSpace is a virtual computer. But in VS Code on your computer, it's your actual thing. So you see here the users, APZLW, which is my username. And so like sometimes you need to download something to run React, let's say, and you say like, let me see if I have npm. I think I do. npm version. Okay.
And are different commands between Mac and Windows, right?
Yeah, a lot of similarities. Sometimes they're different. But yeah, but sometimes you want to download something and it doesn't work. And the way to, okay, there we go. I have version 8.19. But sometimes you do that and it says command not found. And you think, what the heck? I went on Google and I put npm install whatever, or I think it's nvm install something. And the reason why it doesn't work is because sometimes the file that it saved it in, which is those weird files, like if we go back here, and then is it ls here? Yeah, in the VS Code it's ls. So program files, I think it would be here. So it's like in this area usually, that if the thing doesn't work, you can go into this and edit something or track the path, and then it will work. So it's a lot of, look at, there's Node.js. So it's definitely like a learning curve once you start working locally. But it's part of the real world when you work professionally. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Cool. So where is everybody? So yeah, does it make sense why it's relevant?
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
Yes.
Very good. Cool. So I think for practice, then we can do this murder mystery thing. Yeah, I think it's like you have to go into a file and then you find a clue and it says, oh, go to this other folder and look for the girl with the red dress. Or it's cool. It's fun. And you have to go into so many different files and you put the command so many times that you get more and more comfortable. So we want to try it. We ready? We could share a screen one by one and everyone does the exact same thing. So I'm assuming we're all good, Carlos. That thing looked good.
Yes.
All right.
That's perfect.
Perfect. So you want to put it in the Google chat or something, or?
Yeah, let me put it.
This will be fun. I haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, I forked it too. I was looking at the repositories and the hints and everything. It looks super fun. And then the creator also has other projects of the same kind.
Oh, fun. All right. So yeah, I think what would make sense if one by one we share our screens and we all do it simultaneously. And we'll probably have to Google things throughout.
So you want us to clone this on the terminal, what you said, or?
You can fork it. You start it and then you fork it into. You don't have to put like a forkx as the owner because this comes from a different source. You can fork it to your own.
Okay, got it.
GitHub.
Like it's not something we have to upload after.
Exactly.
Okay.
There is no project with this. This is
a little
only an
game, right?
exercise. This is gonna be a game, yeah, for us to practice how to work with the terminal. But this is not one of these projects that you have to submit, guys.
Name is fine.
So just to make sure I'm doing this right, I'm still just creating a code space like normal, right? Okay.
Ooh, look at that. Look at the README.
Yeah, there's pictures and everything. It's cool.
Very cool. So yeah, who wants to go first? Maybe we can just go in order, just whoever's on my screen. Brandon.
Brandon.
I'll just go in order. The Brandon, Love, Shailene, Jacqueline, Christian, both Christians, and we'll go from there.
Austin, Christians.
How's it going, Austin? You said something about your computer, right? You're one of those people who has computer issues or something.
Yeah, he said the previous class that it was a problem with his OS.
Oh, right.
New
Right.
computer.
Yeah.
My bad, Alex. My volume started freezing up. What were your last instructions once we pull this up?
That we're gonna share a screen and solve this murder mystery together.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you happen to be first. I don't know if this thing is alphabetical. Doesn't seem like it is. But yeah, if you're down, you can share your screen,
For
and
sure.
then
Hold on.
we'll do this together.
Got it. 1 sec.
So we'd have to fork this, I'm assuming, right?
You know,
Yes.
we could, but do we?
I did.
You can fork it in case you wanna use the repo and probably save it and clone it for your own benefit.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily have to fork it. You can create a code spaces from the same repo, and you can put yourself as the owner.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
All right.
Awesome. Can you click the on the top right? I think there's one. Oh, it is in the preview mode. But look, hover over those icons on the top right. Is there one of them that says like, what is that? Split editor, not that one. The one on the left. Never mind.
Oh, source.
Why don't you close the files on the left hand side? And let's see. The command line murders. All right, so go ahead and read this out loud for us, and let's see what we need to do.
All right. There's been a murder in Terminal City, and TCPD needs your help. To figure out who done it, you need access to a command line. Once you're ready, clone this repo or download it. Open a terminal, go to the location of the files, and start by reading the file instructions. One way you can do this is with the command cat instructions. Cat is a command that will print the contents of the file called instructions for you to read. To get started on how to use the command line, open cheatsheet.md or cheatsheet.pdf. From the command line, you can type nanosheet.md. Don't use a text editor to view any files except these instructions, the cheat sheet, and hints.
All right, I like it. So what's your first step in the terminal? We want to look at the instructions.
To figure out the access to command line. Open the terminal, go to the location of the files, and start by reading the file instructions. Okay, so hold on. Can I reopen this terminal? Because I try to put in some code.
And I would say the first thing to do would be like ls inside the terminal.
Okay, so to list the directory?
Yeah, so you can see what do you have available to you.
Okay, so just ls, just like that?
Carlos, could you send the repo to Love? It seems she needs it.
Sure. Hold on to Slack.
Christian just sent it.
Do you want me to put it again? Oh, okay, yes.
But cool. So now with ls, we can view what do we have available to us in our current directory. So it's instructions here.
Yep, instructions, yes. So, okay, so let's see. Let's go back to the instructions. So open the terminal, go to the location of the file, start by reading the file instructions. So I see instructions here.
Cool. And it said you can do it with cat instructions.
Got it. So cat. Now, why cat? Out of curiosity.
That
Is
is
it just the name?
That's the name in the terminal to view a file.
Got it.
All right, let's make
Okay.
it full screen with near the X on the top right, the arrow thing. Yeah. All right. This is the same
Let's see.
thing.
Should I read this? Or? Yeah, it's
Sure.
essentially the same thing. It's the same thing, right? Hold on.
Go skim over the part that looks the same, but see if there's anything new.
Got it. Okay. To figure out who done it, go to the mystery.
Oh. Go to the mystery subdirectory and start working from there. Yeah, go ahead and finish reading that. Looks useful. You there, Brandon? I'm kind of worried. We're in the murder mystery. I'm like,
I think his stream sometimes freezes.
I'm kind of worried. Like the murderer.
Yeah, it
was
happened when
like-
we have been in the breakout rooms.
Yeah, it happened like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
he'll be
I
back in a
think,
minute.
I think the murderer kind of
Yeah.
caught on to. But all right. So
Or maybe he
Let's
saw
get-
the murderer, something like that.
yeah. Christian, you want to go next? Christian Gasca, you're next on my screen.
Yeah, I got it.
Cool.
Lost signal, sorry.
Brandon is back.
Was I gone too long? I wasn't gone too long, right?
I was worried that you got murdered, to be honest.
Yeah. We were about to dismiss class.
Oh, Christian got it? Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll have you go right next since you didn't get to
Okay.
quite finish. So
That's fine.
all right, so let's go to. So you did cat instructions. Is that what you... Okay, cool. So make it full screen, the terminal. All right. So let's keep reading here. Yeah, if you can like read it out loud. So we're all gonna...
Oh, okay. You want me to read it out loud? My bad. There's murder and I thought everybody was reading, but my bad. To figure out who done it, go to the mystery subdirectory and start working from there. You want to start by collecting all the clues at the crime scene file. The officers of the scene are pretty meticulous, so they've written down everything in their officer reports. Fortunately, the sergeant went through and marked the real clues with the word clue in all caps. If you get stuck, open one of the hint files from the CL type cat hint 2, etc. Check your answer or find out the solution up in the file solution from the CL type cat solution. To get started on how to use the command line, open the sheet sheet and the sheet sheet PDF. From the command line, you can type nano. Don't use a text editor to view any files except these instructions, the sheet sheet and hints.
Okay. All right. I have to like process that. So you want to search all clues. So all the clues are at the crime scene file. All right. And then there's officer reports in the crime scene file, I guess.
So is this the very same file here?
I think this is instructions, what we're looking at. This is not the crime scene file. And then, fortunately, the sergeant went through and marked the real clues as opposed to the not real clues with the word clue in all caps. So there may be clues that aren't valid, I guess. If you get stuck, open one of the hint files from the, what does that say? CL?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
from CL.
Command line, I guess. Type cat hint 1, hint 2. Check your answer to find out the solution. Oh, to check your answer or find out the solution, open the file solution.
Do I do the hint?
Well, I would say first we should see what do we have access to, like say ls. Okay, the hints are there, but I think those are there if you need them.
Mhm.
Like we can get started, and if we get stuck, then we look at those hints.
Okay.
So I would put clear so we can clear all that. And it said to go to the mystery subdirectory, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So put ls again. And there's you see the mystery in green.
Mm-hmm.
So so the way you move to the directory is you do cd and then the name of that directory. All right, hit enter. Now we notice the URL change there in the blue. It says CL mystery / mystery now.
Mm-hmm.
And let's do ls and see what's in there.
Oh.
Okay, crime scene, interviews, membership, people, streets. Go back to the instructions again. So you have to go back a directory. So cd space .. / and hit enter. And now do ls to make sure we know what we have in front of us. Okay, now do cat instructions again to open it up. So you want to start by collecting all the clues at the crime scene file. So I guess the crime scene file is where we want to go to first.
So it'd
It
be
should be in the mystery, right?
in the mystery subdirectory. So we'd have to go
To
The
mystery,
mystery.
and then see if the crime scene file's there, and then there'll be a clue.
So would you just put ls crime scene?
So ls just allows you to view what you have in front of you. So I would recommend doing ls by itself and hitting enter, just so you get you can see what's in there.
Or would it be cat then crime scene?
Yeah, but I think it's nice for us to get used to doing ls first, just to make sure we know what's inside. So do ls and hit enter. Okay, so here's everything, and there's crime scene. So it seems like it's color coded. The ones that are green are directories, like a folder.
Mm-hmm.
And then if not, it's a file. So go ahead and do cat crime scene. All right.
Wow.
So here they are. Why don't you close your files, like with the file icon? All right, let's go to the top of this. A lot of clues. Jesus.
It's a novel.
Damn.
Okay. Oh, there's even more? Can you go more up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, and we know that there will be a word clue in all caps if it's a real clue.
So can we just do find and then do clue?
Yeah, we could see if that works. Is that find? I thought that looks for like files. Does it search the contents?
Well,
Oh,
there's
you're
a
right, it
there's
does-
a
it does look
command.
fast.
There's a command for the terminal to find the word in a file.
What is that?
What would that be?
If I'm not mistaken, it's grep. And then in parentheses, put the word you're looking for. Put it all caps. Because the instruction said that the
Right?
correct clues are all caps, right?
Like
No,
that?
Yeah, it was,
not
it
parentheses. My bad. In quotation marks, but all caps.
In quotations.
And then space. No. Same. Write it again because you pressed space too soon.
Oh.
Or backspace maybe.
Oh, the arrows. Or do Control C to just.
Yeah, no, you were supposed to put the file name. I think now you got to put Option C maybe.
Oh, is it?
I have a Mac, so
Okay, yeah. So yeah, probably Option C.
No.
Control C to start it over.
All right, there you go.
I'll
So
try that again.
GREP, quotation marks, capital, and then space, and then just put the file that you want to search the word in.
Which is
So-
crime scene.
So crime scene, you could like CR and then press tab.
CR tab.
It'll auto-populate.
And
Alright,
then
so
enter.
Oh, there it is.
Nice. So everyone should try, see if everyone can do that. Let's take a moment.
Dude, that was sick.
Yeah, that was good.
So I didn't get that whole long menu when you guys.
All right. Well, how about you share your screen, Shailene? And everyone try that, and let's problem solve with everybody.
So you want me to stop sharing mine?
Yeah. And by the way, that tab thing allows you to auto-populate with any available. So if you put, like, if you in the directory you're in, if there's 3 files named, Charlie, Chaplin, and whatever, some other COVID, 3 C's, you hit tab, it'll show you the first available option, and then the next. So we knew that the directory had, the file was named crime scene. So you put CR, and the only file that has that name is crime scene. So that's why when you hit tab, it shows you. So, all right. So I see what's going on there. Can we help out? Why is it? I would say put ls and hit enter and see if you can analyze it and think, why did that not work? You're trying to tell it to open a file named crime scene, and with ls it shows you what you have available to you.
Oh, so it's not there yet?
Exactly. And that's why it's good to always put ls to know what you got. So what directory was it in again?
Crime scene. It was in the mystery.
Okay, so you can go there.
Type it, mystery.
So the way you change a directory, aka a folder, would be cd.
Oh, the CD.
Yeah. All right, now do ls again to see what you got. So you got it there?
No.
We're looking for what again? Crime scene, right?
Yeah.
All right.
If we use sort crime scene,
Yeah, so now you got
There.
crime scene there. So now you want to open it. So now you do the cat.
Cat crime scene.
Mm-hmm. But look closely.
So cat is the sorry.
Yeah. It's
Sorry
in
about.
here.
Yeah, but so there's no space though.
I was just trying to ask. So cat is the command to open a file inside the directory that you're in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And there we go.
Oh, okay.
All right. And so now, next step is to do the grep command we learned about. So grep, and then in quotes the thing you want to search for, which in this case is that, and then the name of the file.
Crime scene, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, hit enter, and there they are. Perfect. Anybody else need help getting to this point where you see the 3 clues? All good? All right. So let's get to Jacqueline. And I would say get used to using the tab thing just because it's like, it's just, instead of missing a space or a capital letter or spelling a word, it's just better to just autocomplete it. And also with other simple things like code, always copy and paste when you can, as a little side note. All right, so let's look at the first clue, I guess. So I would say close your files on the left with the file icon.
Oh, okay.
You can hit the file icon on the left to close it.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. All right, cool. So let's read that first
Okay.
clue and see what we should do based on that.
Clue: footage from an ATM security camera is blurry but shows that the perpetrator is a tall male, at least 6 feet. 6 feet. And the
Okay.
second
You're doing
one
things
says
right.
that found a wallet believed to belong to the killer. No ID, just loose change. And membership cards for AAA, Delta Sky Miles, the locally library, and the Museum of Bash history. The cards are totally untraceable and have no name for some reason.
Hmm.
And the third is questioned the barist at the local coffee shop. He said a woman left right before they heard the shots.
Mm-hmm.
The name on her latte was Annabelle. She had she had blonde, spiky hair and a New Zealand accent.
Okay. Cool. So do LS. Let's see what we have available to us. All right, so let's look at the clues and see what folders and files we have, and let's see what ideas we have. Anything we can go off of?
Hmm.
So what did LS just open? What did it open the folders within the crime scene folder? Is that what it was?
We're in the
Was it
mystery
listed?
directory right now.
Okay, gotcha. So it opened everything in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you can base that off of the URL where it has your username at something /workspace/. That's what you can
Gotcha.
keep your eye on to know where you're at.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, any thoughts?
Maybe we can go to the streets.
Okay, well, and what would we look for based off of the clues?
You can look at the local library and the Museum of Bash
Okay.
history, and then also the coffee shop.
Nice. Let's see what's inside of the streets.
Okay, so what do I should do? Right.
Anybody got the answer? How do we get to the street?
Grab streets.
Is
No.
it cat streets?
Well, streets is green, so I'm assuming it's a directory.
Access the directory should be CD now.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. CD opens a new directory. Cat opens a file inside the directory.
Yeah. And we know that grep searches the contents inside of a file. It seems like it returns anything that matches that.
Okay, so CD.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Space.
Well, so you have to put CD and then you have to say the name you
Space.
want to go to, the directory you want to go to.
Yeah.
And I would get used to hitting the tab button instead of writing it out. So you can put just the first 2 letters and then hit the tab and it will auto-complete it.
Okay. So CD. The top. It doesn't work.
Try one more time. Why is it like... Oh, I think because you hit CD by itself, it brought you all the way to the beginning. So do LS.
What I'm seeing right now is that we don't have a name of the street on the clues, but we do have a name of a person. So we should go to the person's file.
Okay.
Or
So let's see. Where do we need to
Get a
go?
membership for AAA.
Do a NVM, CD NVM.
How? Sorry?
NVM, CD. So right now,
ND.
hold up. So right now, it seems like when you did CD, it changed your URL. You see how before it said workspaces/CLM mystery/mystery? That's like telling you where you are, what file you were in, or what folder. But when you did CD by itself, you notice how it only says @ and your username?
Here?
Yeah, you see how it's only green? So that means your location changed. So maybe when you do CD by itself and you hit enter, it brings you all the way to the beginning, perhaps. So now I want to see if we can get back to where we were. So when you did LS, we see we have 2 options. What are those 2 options?
With this one, I can go back, right?
Well, so what I mean is, I don't mean back. I mean, I want to return to where we were before. Like what you did, // makes you go backwards. But, so what are the 2 options we have with your location right now?
You'd have to put up the directory. Oh.
Yeah. So what you need to do to know what options you have, you say LS and hit enter. Okay. So what options do you have?
Java
It says there
NVM.
Yeah. So I would think try NVM just to see. So, but we want to move. So you should do CD and then NVM.
Sorry. CD and
We're trying to change our location.
NVM? Like this?
I mean, it needs to be the same as what you saw in the blue letters right there. That's what matters. So now put LS again to see what's in this.
LS.
Okay. I wonder.